Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Let's go over the most important stimulus check information first in today's video. So you want to be sure to stay until the end of this video, folks, to find out the latest news about the fourth stimulus check and when President Biden will send it out.
We have the opportunity to build a better future together. At this very minute, our administration is working with Democrats and Republicans and independents in Congress to pass the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, and we are confident that we will get it done. This bill represents the largest infrastructure investment our nation has made since before World War II and presents right now an important opportunity to strengthen Indian country. It would set aside funding for tribal bridge projects and the Tribal Transportation Program. It would provide Native communities with funding to build out brand new water infrastructure and connect Native communities with high-speed internet, all while creating good union jobs, millions of good union jobs. And as Native communities have led for generations upon generation on protecting our environment, I should also mention that this bill would also put millions of dollars toward making sure our communities are resilient in the face of climate change. At the same time, our administration is working to pass a budget that reflects the values of our nation, that invests in those communities that have long gone overlooked. Our Build Back agenda, Build Back Better, will have a significant impact on Indian country. As Native American families struggle to find affordable care in their area.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of your letter last night to the caucus, you said that you need to do fewer things well. That was the guidance you got from the members. So are you suggesting that this package may ultimately drop either universal pre-K, child tax credit expansion, tuition-free community college, paid family leave, or even the Medicare expansion?
Well, let me just say that at $3.5 trillion, we were doing everything well. So not a question of now we're doing it well because it's less money. But the fact is that if there are fewer dollars to spend, there are choices to be made. And members have said, let's get the results that we need, but we will not diminish the transformative nature of what it is. And it is, some members have written back to me and said, I want to do everything. So we'll have that discussion. But again, in the family section of it, the transformative nature of the Biden child tax credit, child care and universal pre-K really go together. That's sort of they go together. They're part of the same, meeting the same need. Issues that relate to home health care. There's certain things that we're still talking about a couple of $1 trillion, but it's not, it's more, it's much less. So mostly we would be cutting back on years and something like that. But those are decisions that we have to.
Programs, do you think?
Excuse me?
Would you have to drop one of those programs?
Well, we hope not. We hope not. But we have to make sure we have a bill, which I also said is that we have to have something that will pass the House and pass the Senate. Pass the House and pass the Senate. And I'm not asking members to vote for something that has no chance to pass in the Senate. I'm optimistic that we will get to where we need to be in timely fashion.
So now Social Security was established with the passage of the Social Security Act of 1935. The legislation passed by Congress and signed by Franklin D. Roosevelt created much more than a federal support for the elderly. Let's get into the most important Social Security news first, everybody. So the Social Security Administration oversees the Old Age, Survivors, and Disability Insurance Program, best known for providing retirement benefits to seniors. But it also provides survivor benefits and disability income, in which you pay in per credit each year changed based on the annual cost of living adjustment, which is also known as COLA. Back in March, many people enjoyed a $1,400 stimulus check thanks to the American Rescue Plan. Some advocates insist that while the general public may not need another stimulus, seniors on Social Security should be an exception. In fact, the Senior Citizens League is calling on lawmakers to send Social Security recipients another round of $1,400 checks. The adjustment could be as high as 5.3% in 2022. a huge increase on a 1.3% adjustment that has been in place since 2021. What's more is that it would also be the biggest increase seen in the United States in over a decade. The Senior Citizens League is also suggesting that the increase could be as high as 6.1%, which would be the highest increase ever since 1983, when COLA was just 7.4%. One of the biggest factors is the performance of the economy over the next few months. Though COLA is generally announced in October, and a lot relies on interest rates that will not be or might be raised by the Federal Reserve. The Senior Citizens League website states that while no one knows the exact percentage of the COLA increase retirees will see in January, we do know that there will be an increase. According to the Senior Citizens League, May's inflation rate was higher than anticipated, and that is expected to be the case again in October. With this in mind, they are working at Capitol Hill to have a fourth stimulus check approved. Plus a separate online petition for monthly stimulus checks of $2,000 for adults and $1,000 for dependents until the crisis ends has drawn around 2.9 million signatures. Nearly 1 million of the signatures came from just 4 states: California, Texas, Florida, and New York. Launched by Denver restaurant owner Stephanie Bonin, the petition will become one of Change.org's most signed if it reaches its goal of 3 million signatures. So President Biden's approval rating has greatly dropped over the past few months and it still has not recovered. So the new increase to Social Security benefits has also been announced. And though President Biden was popular during his early months in office, his approval rating began to take a dip. In late August, everybody, Joe Biden's disapproval rating overtook his approval rating for the first time, and it still has not recovered. Now currently, Biden has a 49.2% disapproval rating and a 44.5% approval rating. And what's really dented Biden's approval is the hit that he's taken among members of his own party. Among Democrats, Joe Biden's rating fell from 92 to 83% between July and September, and that's a 9 percentage point drop. The change was even worse among those who lean Democratic. Among members of this group, Biden's approval rating fell from 82% in July to 61%. These shifts are happening as Biden's agenda stalls in Congress because of clashes between moderates and progressives over the scope of his proposed 10-year Build Back Better plan. The legislation includes provision for fighting climate change, expanding tax credits, and strengthening the social safety net. Paid for by taxing tax rates for corporations, capital gains, and those making more than $400,000 a year. The final total cost is expected to come in below Biden's proposed $3.5 trillion price tag. There's no one single issue driving Biden's slump though. Confidence in his ability to handle the crisis, foreign policy, and economic policy have brought the country together, and as the party in power in the midterm elections, Democrats already face long odds, defending their slim majorities in Congress next year. Biden's continued unpopularity can make it even more difficult. Biden did acknowledge the challenges he faces during his speech to promote the Build Back Better Act and the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's all the news I have for you in today's fourth stimulus check update. If you want more information on more stimulus payments, then be sure to watch the next video.